What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are feeling better than AMD today. Hope you guys are feeling better than some quantum stocks. But we got Al in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Albert, Andy, Brad. We got Brad. Good morning to DJ, Jeffrey. We got that was DJ Jeffrey. That's like DJ Jazzy Jeff. If I'm combining all the names together, that's kind of crazy. We got Justin in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Lauren, Lucian, Lydia. Good morning. We got Marius, Martina, Rob, Russ. So hell, good morning to you. We got Wendy. All my people out in YouTube land. Mo is in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Leonard. All my lurkers in the background. It's okay. I still love you. Hit that like and subscribe buttons if you guys have not done so already. But little bit of little bit of all over the place, really. Depends on what time you look at the markets. Right now, we were down a little bit earlier, but we're starting to bounce back a little bit from at least the close of yesterday. Nothing really crazy happening. I think there was some news early this morning about, I think CNN had some news about Trump trying to figure out how to push some tariffs and using some laws that would give essentially creating economic disaster or just declaring economic disaster, and then therefore having some special powers to be able to pass through some of the tariffs. So we do have a little worry in tariffs. And again, the news that we got yesterday, which is where let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit to yesterday, right around here, somewhere in this 10 a.m. time frame. That's where we ended up getting some of the JOLTS data, the job openings data, and then we got some, I believe it was ISM as well. But all good news for the economy. The the good news is back to being bad news for the market, though. So the problem with having the job openings means people are still hiring, companies are still growing. You're not clutching the purses quite yet, and therefore that's a sign that inflation might be still a factor. And now you get hit with kind of the Trump tariff talk again. So again, we're kind of in a weird spot where, and we do have CPI coming out next week. That's going to be a big one. I think we have more job numbers on Friday. I'm pretty sure. Market is closed tomorrow, just FYI for everybody as well. But we're kind of in this time where we have these numbers coming out, and if they're going to have some kind of reaction as they usually do. But the question is, do you brush them off or not? Because in 12 days. We get the new president, we get the new administration, we get to see what actually gets implemented and applied. Otherwise, everything is just wait and see right now. So we haven't really on the spy. We haven't. I mean, we've really been in this range from I would say November 6th to today. We're just back at the same pricing, still hanging into support. So we haven't really. Let's even flip this to a monthly chart. We've just been inside those couple candles for a while. So we have a few little warning signs that we might be pulling back. We probably need to. I think that'd be a healthy pullback, but we're just not quite there yet. So a lot of chop, and even that's a little bit on display this morning too, as we just have kind of back and forth again, depending on what time you look at it. And 25 minutes to the open, we'll see where we're at. Otherwise, not a great close yesterday. Uh, would like to see us hold somewhere around this 589.86. Yesterday's VPOC comes in at 590.74. So we have a decent amount of resistance above us at the very same time. And I would say even you got one more resistance here that looks like we're fighting right now, still underneath it, but somewhere around this 588.98. So essentially very close to it. Support comes in somewhere around 586.45, and then the next last big support 584.37, and then I think we're eyeing down that 100 EMA on the SPY. So a little bit of support, not too far away, and some decent resistance above us. So again, maybe a little bit of chop. I did go through the entire list of stocks that has just been growing and growing and growing over time. And I was like, there's not a whole lot that's just like jumping out right now where I'm like, again, we're kind of like yesterday's situation where like I just have to be into this trade. This thing looks amazing. So it looks like be patient today, survive the next couple weeks, and then we'll see if the markets can start trending a little bit and start getting us out of some of this chop. But Q's essentially openings a little bit lower, nothing too crazy, but a little bit lower from where we closed. Again, a little bit of either, and I forget who it was. One of you guys asked me yesterday, if is this just kind of a retest or is this like a big pullback? The problem is we don't know until we know. We did just have we're still constantly making lower highs, and we are still making lower lows as well. So we got one high here, one high here, one high here. So we are still trending down. We got one low here, one low here, one low here. So it's either this is all just consolidation in some kind of a channel, something like this, and then we get that break, or we are going to have one of those bigger retests. Right now, we had a 3 days decent little pop. This is still kind of hanging out in the zone, and we're just retracing. But I think we're just pulling back, winding it down a little bit, and then we'll have to see if we get that bigger drop or we end up breaking out of this thing bullish. So we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. But for right now, it's still looking like just kind of a retest. We're just hanging out into the zone, but nothing too crazy on the Qs. Again, just hanging out pretty much essentially where we closed yesterday. Support on the Qs. The first one I'm looking for. I think we got to go back to November 13th state. That is not a strong one. We actually bounced off that one yesterday, but essentially the lows of yesterday, 513.46. We do have one more VPOC a tad lower. That would also take us into the 50. Should be a decent little holding spot, but 512.50. And then to the lower side from there, we got 509.33. Don't really want to see us get down there. That's going to put this pretty massive support resistance above us. So that would be resistance. And then also now we'd have 512.34. Probably a little bit more likely that we end up breaking this 50 and then Q's in search of that 100 EMA longer term as well. So we'll see how that goes. I see a lot of tickers coming in already. Gulf of America incoming. I don't know what that means. I'm not quite sure what direction you're taking that one, or I missed a news story somewhere. Either way, let me know. We got Palantir. Yeah, this one on the daily chart. I think I was looking at this one and then I checked on Slack too, and it looks like Jeremy and Yates were talking about this as well. But you do have a pretty clear again valuation. This is going to be one of those Nvidia type situations where the valuation of the actual company. I mean, you're up 8x if you got in somewhere close to $10 and still holding. The company's valuation is a little bit skewed to kind of really expensive at this point. I'm out of it. I got called away at 65, so I would love to see this thing come back a little bit. Probably way past the 65, to be honest, so I can get back in and probably get the same positions that I had before. Other than that, you got a pretty glaring head and shoulders. You had a good breakdown. I would say the neckline looks something like this. We are gapping down today at least. This is a retest gap. I think longer term, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't think we just come in and we flush. We might uh I think some kind of decent support on Palantir would be somewhere around 66.97, so we'll call it $67. I want to see if we get a little bit lower. I think longer term, before we have like this big massive breakdown, I would see if we could do something like this, come back up, maybe retest that neckline one more time, and then something like this. In a longer term picture, if again, we'll see how the stock reacts. This is what I would be looking for though. So I don't know if I'd be going out and buying long term puts today. If you have positions, you want insurance, fine. But if you're looking for a better time, this is also a retest gap today as well. So if we could get some kind of a bounce and maybe the first opening candles, a little panic selling, we get to that 67 mark. That'd be a great spot, I think, to play this retest gap. I don't have any support where we're opening or resistance, but if we are going to at least retest today, the resistance, and I probably a strong one, somewhere up in this $70.93. We'll essentially call it $71, but somewhere up in that zone, and then you have some room down to like $67 again. So we'll get Palantir a little bit higher on the list. Right now, it's a little bit in no man's land. I don't know how much people are going to be freaked out on this one, as opposed to if you check stock twits, there's still people massively bullish because this is going to $300. I don't know. Maybe it gets there, but When I said this is like the Nvidia situation, this is where like the valuation, it's expensive, but if they grow into it, question is how quickly do they grow into this pretty massive valuation that they have. So we'll see if this one pulls back. If it pulls back decent, and I did have, I think I took it off, was it the weekly? Yeah, I took it off the weekly. This is a Fibonacci I just did before hopping on today. This looks like if we get a 50% pullback, which is still not bad, but that would put us somewhere around $53.19. And then you got your 618 sitting somewhere around 45.68. That would also take us into some of those moving averages as well. So I kind of want to see before myself hopping in this thing just aggressively and trying to get back some shares. I'm going to see if over time we can get slightly better pricing on Palantir. ALAB is another one I was looking at this morning too. You guys are all over stuff I was just looking at. Oklo. Again, probably a little bit of a retail favorite momentum stock at this point. Pretty interesting gap down. You do have one, two, three candles, four candles in a row, all bullish. Let's throw a little fib on this one. See if we get. I think longer term, by the way. So once you have these flag patterns, you got something like this consolidation. Usually longer term, you're kind of waiting for essentially with that triangle met. So longer term, I could see some kind of a move to here, and then maybe you get your bounce if this thing's going to remain bullish. This thing is just up massively from I think we're at $5 or possibly even lower than that. If we were to throw a quick little fib on this one, again, this is on the weekly, by the way, just FYI. But so it will take some time for us to get back down there. Otherwise, you have 50% retracement takes us to like $24.52. And then I got the 618 somewhere around 22.85. So even just a healthy pullback of a couple decent weeks, not bad, but we're gapping so far. This candle's still open because this is this week. That's going to be quite the reversal hammer candle setting up on Oklo. Let's check out the daily on it. Daily, right now, we have a little support sitting at 26.99. I think if that breaks, you have a decent amount of room back down to 25. Let's put this one on the list. Um, Biggest problem is retailers love it, so you're gonna run into probably a little of that. But for right now, looks a little bit to the bear side. Probably a better spot if you want to try to short this one. We can see if this support holds today, so it doesn't actually break down whatever we just said, $27. And it actually bounces up, being that it's still technically inside of this candle from 2 days ago, from Monday. Maybe a better spot to look for a short, at least in terms of risk reward, would be 29.19, and then I would throw my stop somewhere above like $32, and then see if we could kind of ride it down into maybe the 50% retracement on a swing basis. eBay, or if you have shares, Wendy, I'm not sure. I think you have. I don't know if you have. I mean, again, if you have calls, you can sell calls against it. If you have shares, maybe, and you want to hold on to it, maybe selling some covered calls against Oklo might be decent too. eBay. So that was a gap up yesterday. That one kind of pulled back. I thought they just had some news this morning. Meta trials eBay listings on Facebook Marketplace following. Yep. So I thought they had a slightly bigger move than where we're at now. Do we pull back? Oh no, we're chilling. Wait, hold on a second. There we go. There's the pre-market price. So little potential partnership with Meta. Nice gap up about $5, just under $5, clearing all supports. If we could get a high wave candle, I'm down with eBay today. Put that one on the list. Is that an all-time high? It's not. Uh, Go back a little bit further. Yeah, we're clearing a lot on this one. I don't really have my next real target up to like $70.64. You got some room on it. Uh, Ran already pre-market on the news. Let's see if there's a slight little pullback on this one. I think it would be fun to watch. I'd be going with a high wave candle on this one. By the way, I was gonna do a free class for everybody tomorrow, but then I was like, I don't know, I don't know how that comes across. So because it's a national Remembrance Memorial Day for Jimmy Carter. So the market's closed. I was like, oh, we could do a little high wave class in the morning for the opening gaps. I'm gonna do it regardless, but then I was like, I don't know if that's like anti-American if I do it on that day. So I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be like this guy is so unpatriotic. You guys are saying yes. I was looking at the calendar for tomorrow's, I guess, schedule or whatever. If we do it, maybe instead of doing the morning, we could do something in the afternoon, or I don't know, because it sounds like most of the stuff by like 1 o'clock, I think, is kind of wrapping up. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a good day for a class with no trading. I'm in. I was thinking it was, but then I was like, I don't know. I don't want to be. DJ held a class on a day where we're all supposed to be sad and just the market's closed for. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see. If we do it, I'll throw it out there. That was the only thing. Otherwise, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, market's closed. We could learn some stuff. BSX, Boston Scientific Corporation. Uh, 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 let's see what happened with this one. I don't even see it listed. Oh, there we go. Stocks were up more than 2% pre-market after the company said it agreed to acquire the shares of Bolt Medical. All right, little buyout-ish move. Gapping into all-time highs. This one, I got no targets to the higher side. I think if I was in this one, you do have 3 days of people buying, so some recent new money into this. They're probably profitable. I think this one's most likely a fade. Let's get this on the list. I think this one probably is more of a retest than anything. Frank says the only people with a day off are the banks and government office. No one else is expected to mourn. I mean, people could mourn in different, mourn in your own style, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I was like, so is this like a holiday? The kids don't go to school again, or what are we? And everyone's like, nah, everything is normal. Just yeah, government, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, if we do it, maybe we just don't do it during the. I guess it's a funeral service. I'm not sure. It doesn't happen often, so I was like, I don't know the protocol here. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm leaning to do it. If not, if we don't do it tomorrow, because people start yelling at me, I'll we'll do it a different day for sure. Soon, either one. We got Lyft on the list. Lyft. That one's a little bit of a gap down right into that 200. So if you do like to buy things off that 200 EMA, this might be an opportunity for you to look at. For right now, it is a retest gap. It is at the 200. You got a little bit of support. I'm not quite sure where the targets will go on this one. I do like Uber over Lyft in general, just generally speaking. I think both of them probably have competition in the future from Tesla with some robo taxis on the verge of coming out. So, longer term position, just be careful, I think, on both of them. But if one company probably ends up doing better than the other, I think it's going to be Uber over Lyft. Other than that, you are right at that 200. That might act as a little support. I do also have, which looks like we're a tad below, but I would be looking for some kind of support, maybe around 1421. Again, we're below that now. The next real support that I have doesn't really come in until 1401. Probably, I would expect a little bit of chop on this one for now. Good breakout, got us right above it. I think we have chop. I think you have a little bit more likely that this probably fades higher, but I don't know how much higher this one will push today. I think some really good resistance starts to come in, and then again, if we have overall market pressure as well, uh, yeah. Lucian says, "Yep, got you, Lucian. Yep, appreciate it. Yeah, probably what I'll do is we'll just go. We'll probably have it set up like we have here. If we do, well, again, it's free class for everybody. And then if you can't make it too, so if you are dedicated to morning, it will be recorded. We'll throw it on people's dashboards if you have all access pass. If you don't have all access pass, You could be in the live room. I'll do it through YouTube and this same link that we signed on for. But I'm considering it. I just got to figure out the detail, the times and stuff. That's it. The times and then how to do it so people don't get sad. Although it is a day of mourning, so if you are sad that I'm doing it, just add it to the list of mourning, I guess. I don't know. We got Coinbase. Coinbase is just hanging out. Again, it looks a lot like SPY. We had a couple 2 days up, nice little retest. You are also pulling into this 257. The other thing too on this market, I was looking for stocks. I was like, maybe there's stocks, and the next one we pull up will be AMD because I just want to go in that direction. But I'm looking for stuff. I'm like, could I sell some puts somewhere? Could I? It's either stocks are still really, really high at all-time highs, or they've been absolutely cratered, but look like they have a ton more room to go. And I was like, do I really want to get filled on these things? Coinbase right now, yeah, again, you have probably, I don't know where we open, but if you're going to try it in either direction, I would be looking to go short somewhere close to 264.15 and then probably some kind of support around 257.56. I would like to see, I think what I would like to see is this one bounce first, come in with the short, play it in the same direction we were yesterday, look for continuation. It might happen. We're still inside yesterday's candle, just at the lower range, and then we got 264.15 would be my retest spot with uh first obstacle, first support 257.31. I think that could break through, and then we'd be looking for like 251.70 for targets on that one. How do you know if there is one? You just guess, Albert. Just take a stab at. Just stay logged in all day, and just in case. Yeah, I'll throw an announcement in Slack, I guess. Um, and then for YouTube people, if you guys want to know and you're not in Slack, number one, you could just join Slack. Let's see. I think in the details of or at least the description. Yep, you can do a lifetime membership into Slack. Looks like $97. Not too bad. You could do that, or make sure you guys hit the notification bell in YouTube. And this entire thing, I'm just trying to trap you guys into eventually just hitting that notification bell. But this way, if we do go live at some point tomorrow, you guys will know as well. Otherwise, yeah, I'll throw out a message in Slack. If probably today, I'll throw out a message so there's time for everybody to kind of plan their schedules if we do it. We got Sana, yeah, they were up massively, 230%. I think they were biotech. Yep. So biotech is maintained at a buy from HC Wainwright. Massive, massive move. I just not a. You're right into absolutely major volume zone. So we'll see if this one holds. You are probably trapping a decent amount of bears. We are slightly above this. I think it probably is one of those stocks that will continue to run today. But the next real resistance is probably about $6.80. Lots of people profitable. Biotech is just sporadic. I did say we're going to AMD. Yeah, we didn't do that. I'm a little sporadic today too. It looks like AMD. So this one actually did get a downgrade today. So some news on this one. This is also a retest gap. I am looking to fade this one. So out of everything that I was looking for, like, hey, could I sell some puts? Today might be a decent day. We are making recently some higher highs, higher lows. I don't know how far out in time that I want to be holding those put sales for. So probably I want to kind of see what the premium looks like today for Friday. It's probably not a lot. I might have to go out to like next Friday, but I'm considering doing some kind of put sale potentially on AMD for a day trade. I'm going to keep this one fairly high on the list as well. I think, especially if we can come down, I even have some alerts here. Well, first one's probably going to go off right at the bell. Second one of support, which we were talking about this yesterday. Nvidia was closing the gap. AMD did not. Now we are closing the gap, and we should have some kind of support somewhere around 124.40. So I think you have a buy spot. We close the gap. There might be some people interested. This is also a retest gap. People probably shorted this one yesterday, maybe looking to take some gains. When they take gains, stock goes up. So I'm looking at AMD, I think, for a retest for today. So we'll see what happens on this one. Otherwise, if it starts to break this 124.44 zone, I think the next spot down, you probably have some deeper selling into like 122.89. and then your next spot is right into this 121.05. We're in a very strange market right now. We're just kind of in a wait and see. So again, just until we get some news, until we get something, I think we have just chop back and forth. And if we could kind of maintain these levels, again, even on the put sale of this one, I'm probably not going out for a full month. I'm probably going weekly just to see if there's a little bit of a bounce somewhere. We get some maybe 50% capture, 80% capture, something like that. Lucia says, "Oh, I missed that POC 256.90. Not as much room as I was thinking. Which stock was that one? Coinbase. Yep, yep. There's this one right in there and one right here, and then you're gonna be met up with the uh 100 EMA and then to the higher side, which would take us into not too much room. Go a little bit higher if we could break it. We got 269. So we'll see. But right now, yeah, nothing is like standing out as absolutely incredible. No major real crazy gaps. Anything that is kind of up there is already up there, and most of it's a retrace. So just I think we get a little bit more chop today. I think we probably make some big moves eventually, but just be careful on when you choose to get into your stocks today. Again, it's still early January. Just be cautious. You have a full year. If you do take a loss, don't sweat it. Don't try to revenge trade early January. You have the whole year to come back and make some money back. We got Tesla. Tesla closed below the 395 yesterday, so I'm a little bit more bearish on it. Unless we can kind of come back and recapture essentially 395. We have a lot of room to go down. I think the next immediate stop, which is not a strong support, but there is a little support somewhere around 385.50 and then back down to 378.70. So, if we could get a high wave candle on this one, I wouldn't mind the like a nice green high wave candle, little shoot up. See if unless we start breaking this 395 again, start holding, I would be leaning a little bit short for continuation to the downside. We have some room on this one as well. I'm gonna get this one a bit higher as well. Other than that, we do have the morning bell about to ring, but we got one more ticker coming in, SOUN. Um, this kind of has the Palantir feel to it, a little bit of head and shoulders. You got that breakdown chart, looks relatively the same. It's a retest gap at support. I think this one probably gets bought up at open, but if you start getting candles that close below 1642, you have room down to 1486. So kind of a wide range. Pop at open. I love when the market claps for me, but otherwise, you guys are awesome. Hit that like and subscribe on YouTube if you have not done so already. Hit that notification bell, and if we do go live with a free class for you guys tomorrow, you will be notified on that one. Otherwise, be safe. I'll catch you guys. Market close tomorrow. I'll catch you guys on Friday if you're not in the class. If we